Okay. Okay. So yeah, as we discussed in the last session, so we discussed about what is the automation framework, and then we different the benefits we get, what other benefits we get from the automation framework, and we discussed about the most general type of the automation framework. So now these all are the theoretical definitions. I will provide the separate recording for this all. So now I am planning to move ahead with the designing of the framework. Okay. So in the designing of the framework, we will take the means from scratch. We will start, and we can take the testNG and data driven concept. Then moving ahead, we will move on the other frameworks. So means a testNG with the keyword driven approach, and data driven, that is the hybrid one. Okay. And once we will go with the hybrid one, then again we will design another framework like this BDD and page object factory, and then we will take one the QA framework, that is the very powerful, and it has the you can develop all the frameworks by using this QA. Okay. So some message is coming to this chat message. Yes. Okay. And now let me move ahead on this part. So here, how I am planning. So as I described here, so we will start with the testNG data-driven automation framework. Okay. So here in the testNG data-driven automation framework, first we will see how to create and configure the Maven project. Okay. Then we will create the folder structure of our framework for this testNG and data-driven framework. And then we will see we have to drive the data, as we are saying that data driven. So to drive the and organize the test data, we will use the Excel. Okay. And we will create the Excel class, and how we will interact the Excel and drive the how we will organize the test, all will be decide there. And next topic we will create the base test cases class, that we will see what is why we will create the base test case class. So in this way we will go with the one by one all these properties, initialize the properties file, so for the object repository. So as we discussed earlier, so we will organize we keep object on a centralized place. So for that, here in this framework we will use the object repository. Okay. And then moving ahead to read the Excel file and data, we will create Excel file and test data management. And also we will see the implementations of the log4j to take the failure steps of the each steps on the command failure we will take using this implementation. Then moving ahead, we will go on the listener part. What is the use of the listener, and how we will implement the listener. Okay. And in this way, then we will see the reporting, mailing, parallel execution, configuration of the test classes, and then we will drive that. Once this all things is created, then we will run this entire project through the Jenkins. Okay, so this is all the points we are planning to move ahead. So first we will go with this one. Okay, and then again once this one framework get completed, then moving ahead we will go ahead with this another framework, that is the hybrid test driven framework with the here we will bring the keyword driven approach also. Okay. So parallelly, I am planning to complete from scratch. We will develop this both this framework, and once this will and parallelly, I will provide the recording. So parallelly, I am trying to record this framework also, means BDD test automation framework, page object factory, and QAF. So parallelly, I will try to provide the document or recording of this framework also. So this way, I am planning to move ahead. Okay. So, and this all component we will keep covering in this one by one in our sessions. Okay, so let's see. I mean, might be in the coming 15 and 10 to 15 session we will complete this all thing. And then in group we will start discussion each and every component if we have the doubt. So here just I have taken one the architecture, that means flow diagrams, means this testNG and framework is there. So we have taken one architecture diagram to visualize this complete testNG and data driven framework. So this is the testNG and data driven framework as I am mentioning. So here the complete data we will organize and will keep inside the test data file, that is will be the XML file. Okay, and then we will use the Apache POI. So this Apache POI is just get used to interact with the this one means Microsoft Windows API, means Microsoft Windows Word, XML, PowerPoint. To interact with these all, Apache has provided one API. This is known as the Apache POI jar. So we will use this POI jar to interact with the Excel. Okay. And parallelly, what we will do, we will develop one application we will take. So one open source application is I use that Orange HRM. So that application we will take and we will create all the functional library. Okay. And application functional library and general library we will create. That is the test base and everything we are discussing. So that we will create and then by using this component we will write our test script. Okay, and then this we will create the test suite, and once we will run the test suite, okay, it will call the in between it will call the testNG, and then it will call the Selenium WebDriver, and on the basis of the test data it will keep switching on the browser. And if you want to switch the test cases on the mobile, same we can do, but for that again you need to implement here your implementation. So like we will switch on the browser, same we can switch on the mobile like APM, and in APM you can go with the Android, iOS, and if you want to move ahead with the tab and iPad, you can also move do the implementation inside this general library, and on the basis of the what test data you will provide, it will keep switching either in the browser or in the mobile network or mobile devices. So that things we will capture, but that is the later part. Okay, so before the moving ahead, we will start from a scratch. As I discuss here the point, we will create the Maven project, and from basic we will start. So in this part, if anyone have any question or any doubt, let me know before moving ahead with the starting development of that framework.
No.
No, I think we are fine then. Okay, so this is the till the what we discuss, it is complete clear, right? So now let's move ahead. We will create the Maven project. So how many of you know about the Maven? All of us more or less, I think we know about the Maven, right? Yes. Is there any issue in the hearing my voice?
No, we are not facing any issue.
Okay. Okay, might be in between some internet issue in any individual side, so they would not be listening. Okay. So let's start with the means first steps of this whatever the framework we are going to discuss here. So we will create one Maven project, and entire whatever we are discussing here means we will create the functional library, we will organize the test data, we will write this script setup, and then test a script, and we will data provider, testNG data provider we will use. Inside that we will call this Excel sheet. These all things will go inside one Maven project. Okay, so why we are using the Maven project, let me explain you. So Maven is the very powerful Java build automation tools and dependency management tool. Okay, so just if we are saying that it's a dependency management tool, Means that let's say if you are going to create this framework, so what all other dependency you will be using. So here, as I discussed, so Apache POI, this is the library API developed by Apache to interact with the Microsoft applications like Excel and PowerPoint and Word. Okay, so this is the one dependency. Okay, then another things you will be using the Selenium. So Selenium API has WebDriver API has been developed by the Selenium guys, and they are it's open source and it is being maintained by them. So this is another dependency we will be using. And apart from that, we are talking here the testNG. Okay, so testNG, for to interact with the testNG, it is also open source one. So to use the testNG, again we will using the testNG jar file and testNG dependencies. So as we are discussing that, so we are going to develop a framework. So just I have given the most common dependency, that is Apache POI, Selenium dependency, and then testNG dependency. So these are the three dependency, three different dependency. So Masood raised the hands. Yeah, Masood, you can go ahead. Do you have any question? Hello. Okay. So as we are discussing, so there are here most common four dependencies we are talking. So always what happen if we will create, well, let's say we are creating one Java project, we are not going to create the Maven project. We will create one Java project. So to use this Selenium jar, testng jar, and Excel jar, what we guys will be do? We will include this jar file in that Java project, right? If we are including this jar file in the Java project, then let's say one system you are running, and again you imported your that project in the another system. Okay, that what will happen? So that jar file will not get imported on another system, right? So in this case, what will happen? Let's say one environment you are developing and running there, it will work fine. But once you will move this entire project on the another environment, there might be this, if you are Java project, you are creating and adding the jar file, this independently you need to add. Okay. So let's say, and in that system might be if you are going to download the jar file, you will get the some other versions of the this Apache POI jar, Selenium jar, or testng jar, right? So this, in that case, what will happen if we are using the some, if you have developed the test script with another jar and you are trying to run with the that test case with some other jar on another system. In that case, what will be, might be the jar compatibility issue will come and your running test case will start failing. Okay, so this is the one challenge I am discussing. Start failing, and you that point times you unnecessary you need time to debug the things and to identify the things, and this compatibility issue is very difficult to identify and fix. It's take your lot of time, right? So that is the one challenge. Just I am showing how if without Maven you will script some, say, develop the simple Java file project, and you will organize these things and use this Apache POI, how this problem will come. Means you will not be able to use this, manage this dependent this library dependency file and independently on the systems. Means one system you need one jar file, and another system you need the another jar file. So as overcome this issue, what generally Maven guys thought. So Maven guys has what they have did. So they are providing. Let's me open the paint. There we can show. So yeah, so what Maven guys are doing, so let's say Maven guys are saying, so you are creating any project you are creating, okay, and in that project might be you are using one project you are creating, and you are using multiple jar for this project, right? Okay, so this, for this multiple jar, what will happen? if you are changing the system and anything, this jar version will, as I explained, will get changed. Okay, and it will cause failure on for your project. So to overcome this challenge, what they are, this Maven guys has thought. Maven guys has made one centralized repository. Okay, central repository they made, and from this central repository, if you have the multiple system, user one is using this one, user 2 is using this project, okay, on their system, and let's say they are saying that if you want to use this jar file, they are saying just during whatever the system you want to use, just mention the whatever the jar you are using in a file, that file name it is saying will say the pom, and just you compile, and that times from the central repository entire jar will come, and uh, it will automatically it will this Maven project will bring this all jar on your local system. Okay, so in the what advantage is coming, so just in the simple file, XML file that is known as the pom file, you need to manage this XML jar file, right? Only with jar dependent version type and jar dependency you need to mention there, and you can keep sharing this project to the all of the your team member and on different environment. So on every environment to download to work with any project, what you need, just you need to compile that project and just build that project, and this the common jar will come from this central repository to the your local repository. So on the here it is said that central repository, and on the your local repository. So generally it's the interview also being asked. So where on the local machine where Maven keep your jar files. So on your local machine, there is Maven's make one .m2 repository. Okay, that just now we will see. And inside this M2 repository, it's bring all the jar and stored inside that M2 repository on your local system. And that Maven project we always use this jar file and as per their version from this Maven M2 repository. So this is what advantage we have if we are using the Maven project instead of the simple Java project to develop this framework. So that's why the very first steps why we have what we have taken, how to create the Maven project and how to organize the Maven project. Okay. So the very first steps to create the Maven project, again, I can say there are two approaches. Either you can go with the command line and you can create it through the Maven Eclipse plugin. Okay, so both steps we will see how we can create the Maven project and how we can create it through the Eclipse ID plugin. So that we will see right now. So till that point, if anyone has any doubt and queries, let me know. Just I discuss why we are going, why we have chosen Maven project instead of the simple Java project and other build and another build tool. Why we have chosen here the Maven project to design our frameworks. Just I explained that. If this part anyone has any doubt, then we can discuss before moving ahead.
No, thanks, Manish. We can continue.
Okay, Ram has raised hand. Yeah, Ram.
At
Yeah.
what point of execution these jars will get downloaded in the local repository?
Yeah, so your question is at what point this jar will get downloaded on your local repository? This is your question?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes. And
So
I'll add one more add-on. If any of the my in if any of the new version of my jar file will come, then what will be the process? What should I do?
yeah, so see, that is the nice question. So let's say, let me answer your first questions. So at what point it will come? Okay. So first point, it you are going to create the Maven project. Then I will show that you have the some Maven command you need to use. I will discuss there. So Maven, we have the command clean, compile, install, and test. Okay. So let's say if you are install using the install command, if you want to run the test cases, that times you will, let's say you are not using install command, you are using the run test command. What the run test command will do? So it will check the first, as you will run this Maven project, this Maven project will check their POM. Okay, so whatever the dependency you have mentioned in the Maven, that is the artifact ID and project ID and versions of your library, it will try to search that on their local machine M2 repository, as I mentioned. So on your local, inside the M2 repository, it keeps all the jar on your local. So this machine will search, see in the M2 repository, is that versions of the libraries available or not. If that is not available, it will send request, and it will download this entire jar on your, again, in M2 repository. Okay, and this way your jar will be available on your M2 repository, right? And once this jar download will get completed, then the test case will invoke and it will start executing. Right. So now I think first question I answered you. Now your second question is that here in the POM you have changed the version. Let's say you are working on the version 0 and the same jar versions 1 has released in the market, and you want to move on the version 1. Okay. So Maven will, whatever the version you have mentioned in the POM file of the Maven, that only Maven refer each and every times. Okay, so once in the market, if the version is changing, then again you need to change this edit, update this version in your POM repository, POM file. And once you will update that repository, again the same process will happen. That time Maven will see that whatever the version you have updated on the POM repository is available here on the .m2 repository, your local machine repository or not. If this version jar is not available, then again it will download this jar from the central repository to the Maven repository. And once the download is completed, it will start executing the script on latest upgraded version. Okay, I think.
Okay, so will it? Yes, yes. Thank you very much for the very nice explanation. Will it keep the old backup version 0?
Yeah, so it will not delete. So that is the, so it will, Maven, whatever we are, it is bringing, Maven will not delete any jar file from here. If you want to remove that, so forcefully, manually, you need to remove. So whatever, if you are changing, keep changing the version, it will keep downloading all the version. And whatever the, let's say in the next time you are changing this version type, again it will check that that version is available there or not. Okay.
Okay.
That delete will not happen. That delete you need to do manually.
Okay. For any particular jar, I don't know the latest version which is available in the market. Is there any way so that I can automatically get the latest version, which is latest available version in the market? Is there any way to put something
So
in?
that's it. Let's say right now, one example I will say. Right now, most of the project is going on Selenium, I think 3, right? And Selenium 4 Vita version 4 has been released. So if you want to keep checking, want to check that what version of the Selenium is available, so just go on the Maven repository here. So Maven, pop up, yeah, some Maven repository you can go, and here in the Maven repository, let's say if you want to see the Selenium jar, Selenium version. Okay.
No, sir. Sir, here I'm checking manually.
Yeah.
Is there any ways like POM can detect the latest available version in the market and download it for the every jar?
So that, for that, I think you need to be associated with the community. Let's say is Selenium documentation we are referring here. Okay, so you need to configure yourself in that community. Okay, in the Selenium community, and you need to keep tracking that what latest versions they are going to release and what change they are going to do. Is that change is beneficial to you and you want to move on that part or not? So for that you need to configure yourself in the whatever the jar you are using. Like let's say Selenium jar you are using, then let's let's connect with this, just connect with this Selenium communities and keep tracking that what's all the updates is going on in that community. Is Apache PY you are using, let's connect, keep connecting with these communities. Okay, where you will come to know that's what jar they are going to release and what all changes they are going to do. So on that basis, if let's say Selenium 4, where they are releasing this beta alpha version of the Selenium 4 is right now coming in the market. So unless until we will go with this alpha version and will release a, we will see all the documentation of this alpha, we cannot see that's what's new they are going to release in the alpha release. Okay, so this way you need to just connect with their latest, whatever that they have, the means communities they have, the open source communities. You need to keep connecting, keep connect and keep tracking that what change they are doing and what will be the reliable and feasible to you.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. So another someone else has raised a hand. Yeah, go ahead with your question.
Hi Manish. See, we should mention all our configurations in the POM.jar XML, right? So, but
Yeah.
see, for example, you were mentioning Selenium jars in the POM.jar XML, but who's the responsibility to contact with the repository? How it's contact?
How it will contact with, means to whom, means repository.
Yeah, centralized repositories. For example, you have Selenium source. Okay, you are mentioning version and group ID and dependency, all those things you will mention in the POM.xml. But see, if you're mentioning, then you should contact with the centralized repository. From there, it will get the latest versions. But who will handle to contact with the centralized repository? Who is the responsibility to contact with the centralized repository?
Okay, that is nice one. So here, let's see, as we mentioned here the why we are using the Maven. So here this is the Maven is only responsible who will check this entire means what the POM we are mentioning. So let's say sample POM we have here in this project, some other project we have. So yeah, so here let's say this project we have the sample POM file, right? Okay, so in this POM file, let's say we have mentioned, let's see what we have mentioned. Yeah, sample POM file we have mentioned. Okay, so JUnit and testNG we have here mentioned, right? Okay, so whenever you will run and compile this, let's say go there here and run it as, so you are getting different option here to clean it, to build it, to install it and to test it. Let's you want to install this install bit, what it will do, it will check that whatever the version is available here, whatever the testNG version is available here, is this available on this your local system M2 repository that is inside this, let's say go in the user and Manish, and here there is a M2 repository. See, in this M2 repository, it will check that version is available there or not. Okay, so testNG is come, I think, inside the org, and testNG is there or not. So in this way, what it will see, this is the testNG. Okay, so testNG, see different version is available. As I was changing the version types here on the POM file. So that different version is available in that testNG M2. So this is the Maven who is responsible to check this all things, and it will, if this version is not available, whatever version you are mentioning here, if it is not available inside your this M2 repository, this is Maven who will interact with your Maven central repository, and it will download entire things here. Once that complete jar is being downloaded, let's say there is some internet issue and that times Maven is not able to download that M2 repository on this jar inside your M2 repository, then it will throw the error. Okay, after sometimes it will just give you the error and your script execution will get terminated. that error will be thrown by Maven. Okay, so it is the Maven who is taking care all these things, that whatever the jar you are mentioning inside this Maven poem, it should get downloaded on your local system M2 repository, and from that M2 repository again you need to set your this project, whatever the Maven project you are using, it should be inside your class paths. For that you can go here, okay, and check that this is available here, Maven project is available here inside your class path or not. So here that's it, already it is included inside the class path, and you can see this Maven dependency is included here, and the path it is referring to the M2 repository, right? Okay, so this way it will check, and if that jar is available, then it will start running the test cases, and will keep communicating with the specified jar which is available on your M2 repository. Okay, I think is it clear to you, right? Hello? Yeah, Ram, go ahead.
Yes, Manish, thank you. I got it.
Okay, thank you, thank you. So now I think we have gone through this thing. Right now, why we are using Maven, we have discussed this clearly. Now let's go. There are two ways, as we discuss. So first we are going to create and configure the Maven project. So let's come on the second part, how to create and configure the Maven project. That I am going to start take. So to create the Maven, there are two approach. Okay, first you can create it with the command line. Okay, then you will, and next is you can create with the by simple this Eclipse, means through the Eclipse ID there is a Maven plugin, or I think nowadays by default this Eclipse Oxygen has the Maven plugin by default. So after downloading the install, just if you want to create the Maven project, you can create. But if you want to create the Maven project through the CLI command line interface, you need to use this one. So let's see if we want to create any Maven project using this command line interface, what we need to go. For that, on your system, Maven should be installed. Okay, so to check, let's go on the command line, and to check that Maven is installed or not, mvn dot version, if you will do, see, it's saying that Apache Maven 3.63 is already configured or installed in this system. If this version is not available, it will say that no command has found. So in this case, you need to install this Maven, and also installing the Maven is very simple. Just download the Maven and keep inside the C drive, and we just set the environment variable and path variable. Okay, so that way Maven will be available, and you can check that. Once if the Maven is available on your system, now you want to create any Maven project, here as I mentioned command, let's copy that one. I think this one is the Maven command, archetype dot generate. So let's go here, and here let me paste it here, it's came, and just I am typing here enter. So see, it's now interacting, and what it is saying, yeah, it's moving, going ahead to create the Maven project. Okay, it will take some time to create the Maven project, and now it's going to create the Maven project in the interactive mode. So it will take some time to create the Maven project. It will move it. Generally, it's through the CLI, it's take sometimes 1 to 2 minutes to create this Maven project. Okay. Yeah. So here it say has came and choose the number of the filter. Okay, so here just by default we can take filter number session and just enter. Okay, after enter it, choose the number. It's saying the just enter. Then it's asking from the group ID. So group ID you can mention like let's say com that automation point. Okay, this is the package name. And then artifact ID, it is saying that's let's say project name testNG pro testNG framework, and let's say one, and enter here. Okay, now snapshot version snapshot, it's okay, just enter. Okay, package name you have given this one, it's okay. Now it's saying that pack you it's a yes you want to create, yeah. So now this into Maven project has been created on the location user here Manish, and here in the testNG framework. Let's go in on that path and see that it is available user Manish, and then see testNG net framework 1. This has been created here. So this is the Maven project. Okay. So let's copy it and let it be here only, no issue. So here this is our Maven project, and inside the Maven project, as I said, it is the Maven project. As you created this Maven project, we have all this package src and main test folder is there, and apart from that there is a Maven. Okay, but still let's see if we want to import this project. Okay, inside the means let me keep this on the desktop and we'll see further. So keep here on the desktop. Yeah, so let's see here, this is the project, and if you want, here the Maven project has been created. Okay, because the form is you can open this form and you can see that by default what is it is giving. So you see here the form file is already created, which contains your project group ID, artifact ID, and snapshot version, whatever you have given. Okay, and then it's by default it's taking this JUnit dependency and Maven clean. Okay, so this all things the by default it is taking here. Okay, this way your Maven project is created. Now if you want to, let's say now Maven project is created, is this project is ready to compile, or is this project is ready to import or not? So here if you want to import that project, so see any go inside the any Java Selenium project, the Selenium, if any to import any project in the Eclipse, that project should have the dot settings, right? So without dot setting, it's not, it would not be the Eclipse ID compatible project. So now what you need to do, whatever the Maven project you have created, you need to convert that project in the Eclipse project. Okay, so to convert that project in the Eclipse project, again you need to use the command, this one, whatever the Maven, go on the Maven, Eclipse and Eclipse. Okay, so let's go here, and again if you want to go on that part, let's open. I think I have removed this one, then it will give the error there. But yeah, so if you will do this, what it is saying, let's see. It definitely it will give error. Instead of that, let me do one thing. There is another project there now already. This one is the already project we have. So what we can do, it will save our time. Let's switch off here in that part. So to go there, what we need to do, just click and open the another CMD. And sorry, CD. Here we came, and here you can use this command. See, this project is also just I created one another Maven project. Here also there is no setting file. Dot setting file means it is not compatible to the Eclipse. We cannot import this project to the Eclipse. If you to make this compatible to the Eclipse, just what you need to do. Hello, hello. Yeah, anyone is asking anything? Okay, to make that project compatible to the Eclipse, here we went inside this project and then run this command. Let's see what it is saying. Yeah, it's a scanning and converting that project to the Eclipse compatible project. Yeah, this has been completed successfully. Now let's go and see the inside this project. Okay. Oh, this is the on the desktop. So there is another one. See, now dot class file and dot properties file came here. Means now you can import this project to the your this one means Eclipse. So just you can copy this project and wherever you want to keep. So let's keep here and the section could okay, that file is already open, so that's why close this command prompt thing. So now we can copy this one from here and paste it here. Okay, it's came, and see, this one project is the Eclipse project, already converted Eclipse project, and this another project, whatever we are checking here, and another one what we have created, it is not converted to the this. Sorry, this is converted one, and this one is not converted one. So see, I want now I am going to try to import this project. So go there and in the Eclipse. If you want to import any Maven project, go on the file, import, okay, and already existing Maven project, go there, and then browse the location of your Maven project. So here our Maven project is on the, I think, desktop, right? So desktop, there is folder. Yeah, inside this you can see both are the Maven project. Okay, so now this first one Maven project we will take and we can import that one. Okay, so now your Maven project came inside this Eclipse ID, and in the Eclipse ID you can see that there is a src folder. Okay, and another is the main folder. Then we have all the dependency, what JRE it is referring, and what the dependency, whatever the dependency it needs, it's downloaded. And then there is another file that is the POM file, and you can go inside this POM file. Okay, and now this is available. But this is the one way how we can create this Maven project using the Eclipse command CLI command prompt. But there is another simple way, just to showcase that this is the one way through the command you can create if you do not have the plugin. If you just want to create this project, there is another way. That is the simple one. Go on the file, new, and here you can see the Maven project. Go here, and here just create simple Maven project. Go there, and group ID again com dot automation point, and artifact ID or testNG data driven frame work. Okay, and now just leave it dissolve field and mark it finished. So here, if we will go inside this project, you can also see there is a this is also the same Maven project, but it's providing the two other folder, the package src, but it is similar to the Maven only, and also it's providing the POM one. This is the POM file. Okay, and this is the simple POM file. It has not included any dependency right now. So this is the simple. Now we can write all the dependency here as per our convenience, as per our requirement, and we can start developing our test cases. So this is how we can create the Maven project. Okay, to use, and then we will mention the dependency file here and everything. So till that part, do we have any doubt? Then we can discuss. Hello.
One question from my side. Hello.
Yes, yes. Yeah, go ahead, see this.
Just one question from my side. The version which we write in form.xml, like you mentioned, testNG 7.00.
Yeah.
If let's say 1.7.0 is not available by any reason or due to internet connection, Maven is not able to get the latest version from Maven repository. Would the automation suite run with the available version? Let's say in .m2 folder we have 6.9 already available, which was previous one. Now we try to upgrade to 7.0, but that is not retrieved from Maven repository because of internet connectivity issue or any other issue. So would that work on 6.9?
No. Whatever the version you have mentioned here inside the dependency, it should be retrieved, means it should be downloaded, and it should be available inside your M2 repository. Then in that case, your project will compile and move ahead with the execution. Otherwise, your project will get terminated. But it will throw the exception if internet issue is there, and whatever the versions you are mentioning here inside your POM file is not getting downloaded, then in this case, this will get terminated. Hello.
Okay, thanks. Got it.
Got it. Yeah. So that anyhow, this see whatever the dependency, that's why it is mentioning the version and everything and artifact ID. Okay. So on the central repository, there are n number of the version available, and also here you can see. So as many times we are changing the version in this M2 repository, org, and in the testNG part, if you will go testNG part, see how many versions are available here. Okay, but whatever the version type has been mentioned, that version type only M2 repository will interact, because you can see here, if you will go on this, let's say in this project, in this build file path, you will go. So during the project compile in the library dependencies, you can see how this folder structure works here. See, all the version wise only folder it is pointing. Okay, na? So whatever the dependency your project is, Maven project is pointing, it is already the folder wise, and this is the only what you have mentioned inside the version type you have mentioned in your form. Okay, so this way they do not know what other version is available there or not. If so, that version should be available on your M2 repository and it should get downloaded. That case it will work, otherwise it will not work.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you. Then yeah, so this is the one point. Then I think what is the Maven and then testNG we have discussed. Oh, okay, so this part, this way I have completed this Maven one. How to configure this Maven, and this how to create the Maven, two way we have seen and we have used this one. So this is okay. Now anything, this part we are clear. Now let's say we have to configure the Maven with the testNG. Okay, so I think it will take time. Okay, so for today we can, if you have any question, then we will take the question, and then for next session again we will go ahead, and next Saturday we will see that how to create the mention the different Maven, and how we Maven repository will interact with the testNG. Okay, so that we will plan in that we will cover in the next session. So today we will complete till we are discussing till this point. So till this point, if we have any question, then let me know.
Yeah, hi, Manish. Just one question from my side again.
Yeah.
Is the Maven concept or the Maven tool we use for only dependency management in the automation project, or it can be used for other projects for automation?
So it's being used to manage the dependency of the Java project.
Okay.
Can you repeat the your question was, so through this Maven project can we manage the dependency of the other project, or what is your question? Can you repeat?
No, my question is with the Maven tool, do we manage only dependency or other stuff as well, like build or anything?
No, so once you are managing the dependency, Maven is the very vast. So with the dependency, you can also use the plugin. Means through the Maven one, we will connect with that one. Means this dependency we are managing, and if we want to connect with testNG, as I mentioned it. So next we will through the Maven dependency we will connect the testNG. So Maven is also means provide the Surefire plugin to connect with the other plugins. Okay, and also if you want to run your test cases in the parallel through the Maven, you can also run your test cases in the parallel. So this is the very powerful tool, Maven. So dependency, plugin management, and entire your build, means whatever the big Java project build has all the dependency and things. It's being managed by the Maven. Okay, now. So apart from the dependency, plugin management
Okay.
also Maven do.
Yeah, got it.
Okay. So
Is it true, Manish?
yeah.
Can I say something? Uh, is it because we are using the create through Maven? That's the reason.
Create through Maven means
That's a project is created by Maven. No, that's the reason.
yeah. So this why intentionally we have created the Maven project. So this whatever the dependency management, build management, it is support provided by Maven. Okay. And to overcome this jar, as earlier explained, if we will not use the create the Maven project separately, we need to add all the dependency and we need to manage all the dependency. Okay, So that is the very means difficult task to manage all the dependency. As I so here we use the Maven project, and through the Maven form list, we are listing all the dependency and we are managing it.
Manishi, if we can get the recording, we can practice. That's what I.
Yeah. So see, I think I am planning to provide this recording also. I will provide, and also I am planning to record some clean step, means clean each and every steps from the basic, and I will provide that record also,
Sure.
video
Yeah.
also.
Your
So that
everything
would
is very
be,
clear.
yeah, that would be on the means I'm YouTube and anywhere I will host all this, so that's we can manage there also, and we will take the questions from there. Okay, so that I will provide.
Thank you, Manishi. That is really wonderful. Your explanation is really good.
Thank you.
We could get it. That is what I'm saying.
Okay, thank you. So let's connect, and we will grow
Yeah, sure.
this way. So till this class, this session, we are going to up to this Maven project. Then next we will start this testNG configuration, and one by one, as I mentioned, all these different items we will cover. This one, whatever we have here, means after the Maven, we can go with the next class. We will see the folder structure and testNG integration. Then we will move again on the Excel, and one by one we will go on the all the points. Okay, and then let's see how it is benefiting us.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. So I think this
Yeah,
way
thanks,
we
Manish.
can close. We can end the today's session, right?
Yes,
Okay.
thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you
Thank
so
you so
much.
much. Bye.
Thank you, Manish. Thank you.
Thank you everyone.